Thank you, Reagan, for pronouncing my name correctly. No, thank you, John. This is my 4th coffee house. If you're doing the math, this is a 3-year program. I have taken a 3-year program and made it a 4-year one because I don't like instant gratification, apparently. I'm not going to say where I work because I'm professional, but I was at work at Chili's the other day. And first off, I think if you drink unsweetened iced tea, you're a sociopath. It's a disgusting beverage. Water tastes better. You aren't sweetening it, and what do you put in it? A lemon. It's way more sour. That's an awful choice. But we're doing something really great at Chili's. We're supporting St. Jude's Children's research for cancer and other childhood diseases, which is great. And we have shirts that say, "Can't stop, won't stop fighting for St. Jude's." Good sentiment, except that we're only doing it for 3 weeks. In other words, we can and most definitely will stop fighting for St. Jude's on October 15th. At that point, sorry, kids. It's like, all right, like let's... I think sometimes like people, like they want to say something nice and their sentiment's in the wrong place. Like I was at a coffee shop and they had a quote on the wall that said, "Without music, life is meaningless." That's pretty. I like music, so I guess just forget all the deaf people then, you know? Your life's meaningless, guys. Go home. To heaven. I got weird advice as a kid. My dad used to randomly start a conversation by going, "Kid, do you know that heroin has no long-term negative side effects?" Where are we going with this, Dad? Are we trying to get me to do heroin? He was like, "It's horribly addictive, makes you depressed, and it's very easy to OD, but no long-term negative side effects." Dad, it sounds like you named 3. It's very strange. A lot of people are tired of this presidential election. I think 2012 was the roughest presidential year for me, because in 2012, I flunked out of a community college, otherwise known as the place anyone can go to. And I found a way to flunk out. I went up in LA and I lived by myself. And I like slept 15 hours a day and like then would watch Netflix. Like my place looked and I didn't have much money, so I strategized meal times and I would eat at 11 and 4. Because that's in the middle of the day. I lost 35 pounds in 7 months. My apartment like just looked like Aleppo. Like it just, some of you don't get that because this is a media school. When we watch the news, we're like, "Oh, that dying child's in a nice 2-shot. Maybe I would have used an over-the-shoulder, but yeah, I get it. We all have our different styles. So flunked out of a community college, was charged with a felony for possession of a deadly weapon. And if you're keeping count in California, you only get 3 felonies before you get life. So I was 1 down. You're concerned, this man. I did spend 3 days in jail. I had brass knuckles because I thought they looked cool, and I paid $5. Did you know $5 can get you a felony? Like, $5 of cocaine doesn't get you a felony. $5 at a swap meet gets you a felony. I was like, I have brass knuckles. Like, what am I, a 40s gangster? Like, I can't say, punch you right in the kisser. Let me tell you something, gumshoe. Yeah, these references are going over people's heads. That's understandable. Thought the 40s humor would really hit it big. But it was good. I got a lawyer, and it got downgraded. And according to the state of California, I'm officially a public nuisance. That's what. And I tend to agree. That's what can you do? I'm also in the gang member database, which just makes it interesting when I get pulled over. Okay, you got to stick with me on this one. Also in 2012, my father passed away of cancer. And he died a year before my 21st birthday, so I could not drink away my pain. So I did heroin, which I think is what he would have wanted. No, I'm making that up. You can't do heroin when you're crying. It's hard. You can't find the vein. Or it's like, how can you talk about like, your dad dying like with a joke? It's like that's how like my whole family has a sense of humor. Like when my dad did die, on the day he died, my nephew who is 6 was like, "Ugh, today was the worst day." We were like, "Tell me about it, Peter." And he's like, "Well, I got a bloody nose, fouled out of my basketball game, and Papa died." Yeah, those are 3 equally bad things, I suppose, to a 6-year-old. But I don't think cancer is the worst way to die because I think like my dad got like a Kobe Bryant send-off tour. Like it was great. Like everyone knew he was going out. We got lots of presents. We were like, okay, maybe don't give them to him, like give them to us because like unless they're perishable. He also worked until the day he died. Well, the day before he died. He died on Saturday, and we don't work on Saturdays in this country because freedom. But to be fair, it's like his job wasn't going to fire him. Like that's one of the things where you can just wait, and even if he wasn't doing a good job, just hold out, you know? But yeah, that was, and it's weird, like if someone dies in your family, like people like feel the need, like they don't know what to say, and so they just like, they'll say weird things. But you're like, you don't really have to say anything. Like one guy came up to me and just started telling me how his prostate had been clogged and how he had to go to the emergency room and get it unclogged. Your words of sympathy in this troubling time are very helpful to me, sir. Now please, I'm trying to get this Arby's sandwich. But I said to me, cancer isn't a disease as much as it's a family heirloom. Because the majority of men in my family die from it between 50 and 60. So it's like some families have China. My family has prostate cancer. It's, it's like the ultimate white trash hand-me-down. That would be heart disease. To be fair, that would be heart disease. All right, let's lighten it up. Let's not end on that one. You're like, you didn't want to just sit in that one? I did mention it's a presidential election. A lot of people are concerned that either candidate might cause a massive another Holocaust situation. I personally don't think the government is good at genocide. That's a good thing. A lot of you seem to be in favor of genocide. Weirdos. Quick backtrack. I was at the Holocaust Museum, and the security guard kept trying to talk to me about the Lakers. And I was like, there are dead children's shoes here. This doesn't seem like the time to talk hoop, But then I thought it's like everybody dislikes their job, and if you work as a security guard for the Holocaust Museum, you can't go in the back and complain about customers. Oh, the lady over there's really losing it again. Yeah, she's seeing pictures of dead children. Most people would. I work at Chili's. I get 50% off. Good perk. You work at the Holocaust Museum. What do you get, like 50% off of the gift shop? Like, how many Auschwitz teas do you need, All right, thank you very much for dealing with that. I appreciate that.